Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a leg day vlog, and we started the day off with back squats. I decided this week, I'm like, let's just mess with high bar again. I'm just kind of getting sick with playing around with low bar, and I've noticed today I came in and I'm stronger this week than I was last week on low bar. Surprise, surprise. Now, that being said, I would have liked my depth a little bit better on my top set today, but I was happy with the performance, and I do feel like based on what I know of my angles, it would probably pass at meet, but we got to work on that. So I went ahead and, you guys normally know I've been just trying to hit a training max of 405 again. I want to get my squat back up to at least 500. Today was a step much closer to doing that because I came in and I did a fairly easy triple with 405, right? Good bar position for me. Felt good, so I'm like, let's go for a second set and let's try to take it a little bit further, right? So this first set, we got 405. And yes, I'm a little bit boofier, more bloated looking today. I feel like that chickpea pasta I ate yesterday with the beans in it really bloated me. I need to just stick to the brown rice, which I think I'm gonna do. We're gonna just stick to brown rice as a staple carb. I tend to look better, tend to look leaner, just easier on my GI tract. But again, I tend to have this happen a lot on Fridays. But yesterday I was on point in the vlogs as far as how I looked. So we want to try to kind of maintain that moving forward. But here we go. That was an easy triple. Came in, knocked down 5 reps with this. And the 5th rep wasn't really grindy. The form, you could tell it was getting heavy, right? We were very close to technical breakdown at that point. But again, just coming in and just straight up doing 405, especially considering I added some sled work back in this week. I'm doing conditioning. Again, I was a little worried that might affect the leg day. But, pretty easy reps, which also tells me that next week I need to progressively overload this. Now, if I were to do the math on this, try to extrapolate a 1 rep max, based upon this set for me, it's probably close to about 470, right in that ballpark. Because for me, I can personally usually do 5 with around 86% of my max. So not a bad spot to be in. So at least I feel like my quads are starting to come back up, and some of the shots lately, they've looked better. Because I got 10 reps last time on my top set with this, I went ahead and threw another 25 on it. And I knocked down 8, and then managed to squeeze out 10. Reps are a little higher than I might like on this because I want this to be a strength exercise. But overall, pretty happy with that, right? Pretty happy with that. And again, you guys kind of see the same thing. You're like, the skin looks loose and crappy at the back of my thigh. So I picked up some water weight yesterday because some days you guys notice I have a lot of separation there. Again, just the way that it works. We deal with it. But I got 8, and then 10. So I think I want to keep these closer to 8 reps. So I think next week I need to add weight to this again and just progressively overload this. Because again, I want this to carry over to my squats. I want it to help build my thighs. And so I'm trying to keep it, somewhere around 7 or 8 reps is kind of my benchmark. But when I took that 3rd set out a little bit more, again, we managed to improve it. So again, we're seeing some progressive overload, even though I'm losing fat still. The cut is coming along. It's a very small deficit. We're seeing good stuff here. And now, granted, I do want to have disclaimers. Obviously, it's muscle memory, because you guys have seen what I've squatted in the past, right? So again, muscle memory from when I was at a higher body weight. I feel like now that I'm pushing squats and legs a little bit harder again, my quads, I feel like that is starting to come back. Right, it's starting to come back. So that's going to be a major boon for me as I continue to cut, because if we can get any recomposition while the scale trickles down, that puts us in a good spot in terms of metabolism. So very happy about that. Again, just trying to get that diet further and further dialed in. I'm happy with what I'm doing with it at the moment, because I'm not playing this whole game of, hey, let's do really low carb, let's do really low fat, or any of that. Quite frankly, I'm just keeping the protein high, eating super clean, and making sure I eat really healthy starchy carbs every day with fibrous carbs. So again, a lot of brown rice. It's been beans and some chickpea pasta, but I want to stick with mostly like brown rice and sweet potatoes as staples, and then throwing in avocado, some other healthy fats, right? So again, that's kind of what I'm doing with it, and then keeping the protein high. And I'm thinking of just kind of pushing the protein back up a little bit just for the extra thermic effect. Calf raises. We got 10s with this, okay? When I first started messing with this weight, I was only able to squeeze out 8 and then fail. We got 10, 10, and then I think 12. Because I just took the last set all the way out. This set, again, I lost my balance. I went up there to go step on it, lost my balance. That's the downside to doing these with a big, heavy bar, right? See, I step forward, lost my balance, which is why I have those safety arms there. It's why I set them that high. Again, that's a lot of weight to just walk forward. So got 10, 10, then I got like 12 once I kind of got in my groove. Sometimes I need a set or so to warm up because people aren't aware. I don't really do warm-up sets except on squats, bench, stuff like that for the most part. I've been showing kind of some of my warm-ups lately, and it's not a lot. Lifts like this, I just go straight into it. I mean, if we can do 6+ reps on an accessory, I just jump into it. I don't bother. Right? I don't even bother. We just go straight to work weights. Again, but very similar to what we talk about with the Dorian Yates type training. We have a couple of really hard sets, and then we try to take the last set all the way out. And that's why I'm doing a lot of rest pause and stuff on other exercises. But we got 12 here. That's a good spot to be in because I think I've kind of said, look, if I can get to 10s with 500 pounds on this, I'm going to have great calves. There's the joke from people. It's like, you had great calves before you started doing calf raises. I know. But what if I bring them up a little more? I mean, are we bodybuilding or not? Obviously, arms are still going to be my highest priority. I feel like the upper chest is finally coming along. So here's what we're doing, like I'm doing on a lot of other lifts. We just do a high rep finisher on a lot of these movements for an isolation on some of the muscles. Why? To finish them off, because I'm doing all heavier work. I'm keeping most of my stuff at moderately low reps, even for the big movements. So I do feel like just to get that last energy system and to make sure we are getting the last deepest muscle fibers, I do like to do sometimes one high rep set to failure on some of these. And since it was a leg day, we did 5 really high quality sets on big compounds. I'm like, let's just isolate, do it to failure. And I'll probably do a reel on the leg extension of the way I do them. And then I did a set of hanging leg raises to failure. I think I got around 13. And overall, extremely happy with today's workout. Right, this workout took me about 40 minutes. Pretty happy with it. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.